Have you been searching for GrooveFunnels review and found out that there were a lot of reviews that were raving about GrooveFunnels, but then there's other reviews like this who say like GrooveFunnels is a fail, or like the lifetime deal is overhyped, or another one that claims like GrooveFunnels is junk and don't waste your money, and you're wondering if GrooveFunnels is really worth it? Hi, I'm Martin Bödecker, and in this GrooveFunnels review, I will tell you why there's some truth to the claims that other YouTubers were making. But before you throw in the towel and look for another page and funnel builder, wait a moment, because I think here's a mismatch of expectations. Typically, there are two types of people who are looking for GrooveFunnels review. There's people who are just starting their online journey, setting up their first funnels, and I think for them, GrooveFunnels is one of the best funnel builders out there. But there's also people who did these reviews and say that GrooveFunnels is basically junk, and I think they do not understand the full picture. Typically, if we look at a video review from people like here, Brian Pfeiffer, I do not know this guy, but I watched the video and he said basically he tried to switch over from ClickFunnels to GrooveFunnels, tried to use a template, and somehow he encountered a bug and he was not able to resolve it, and the support was not able to solve it for him, and that was during their launch week. For this review, I tried to replicate his frustration with the GroovePages page builder and build this fast and simple page here. And I have to say that I was not able to use this block, like this footer block, correctly, but that was about it. I was able to save my page. It's not the most beautiful looking, but I've built this within like 5 minutes or something, including looking for how to fix some things. So I was able to publish it, and you can see the link below this video where I will also embed this review. That being said, if you are an experienced funnel builder already, like Brian obviously is, then you will definitely be disappointed with GrooveFunnels. What many people who are watching this video do not know, and who just sign up for GrooveFunnels, is that GrooveFunnels is still in beta. For example, if I log into my my homepage here, or like the GrooveFunnels app, you will see here the GrooveFunnels logo with the beta sign. But if you look on the homepage, there's no inclination, or like they do not say anywhere that the software is actually in beta. You only can guess this because there's some stars to all these apps here, but for example like GroovePages, GrooveSell, GrooveMail, GrooveAutomations, GrooveAffiliate, GrooveMember, GrooveVideo, all of these GrooveProof are without a star and without an asterisk, and it seems like they're already working, but this is by far not the case. But you have to remember that you can sign up and try all of these apps for free right now. Right now, GrooveFunnels is so successful because they have a lifetime offer where you can get access to all the apps that they are currently building for a one-time price. This is extremely attractive for people who are just paying about $297 for ClickFunnels, or $200 for Kartra, or any like a couple of $100 for all of these apps for different softwares like SamCart or ActiveCampaign, or all of these different software tools. However, what's really important to understand is that all these apps are still under development. GrooveFunnels and Groove Digital are creating these apps and writing the code from scratch. They started about a year ago, but it takes a lot of time to get this code perfect and working, and having all these apps working perfectly together. For example, if I log into my GrooveFunnels account, you'll see I have access to GroovePages, which is about 90% done, but there's still a lot of bugs that you will encounter, and that you have to find workarounds because something does not work as it's supposed to do. Like GrooveSell is already working, but there's also a lot of things where it says coming soon and things like this. But what many people do not know is there's a huge buzz around GrooveFunnels right now, and that they've raised more than $10 million in sales of GrooveFunnels and will reinvest all this money into GrooveFunnels again. If you go to groovefunnels.com/infographic, you see their current timeline and the 2020 rollout schedule. Here you see that some of the features they already released, like Groove Video, for example, partner contracts, import pages, and the membership area, and a lot of different things. However, even if these features are released, it does not mean they work perfectly. So what does this mean for the critics? If you currently have a ClickFunnels account or Kartra account and you have a funnel there and you're making money with your business, right now is not the best time to switch to GrooveFunnels. Of course, you can take advantage of their lifetime upgrade, but I would not recommend to use this before they actually switch to monthly subscriptions. However, if you're completely new to online business, I would highly recommend that you start out with GrooveFunnels. They have released the most important features. That means you can build pages, you can have a shopping cart, you can create a membership site, and you have GrooveMail ready right now as well. It's super basic, but you will have one of the best platforms in the future. However, right now you have to know that GrooveFunnels is still under development. Personally, I would never recommend something that I'm not using myself. So if you, for example, go to groovefunnelbonus.com, you see I've built this page with GrooveFunnels. And this is basically the page that is responsible for most of my affiliate income today. This page that you're seeing here is responsible for more than $80,000 in GrooveFunnels lifetime commissions. It's, as you can see, it's not the most beautiful page, but it gets the job done. And I think that's why I believe GrooveFunnels is good enough for most people who are just starting out. Because when you're starting out, you want to take care more about your clients. One thing that I learned from organizing the Pareto Summit, where I interviewed a lot of super successful people like Mike Filsaime, Perry Marshall, Mike Phoenix, Jim Edwards, a lot of people from the ClickFunnels and Kartra space was this question. Am I building a page for myself, or am I building a page to really help my customers and my clients? And a lot of people try to make everything look perfect, but forget about the customer and their customer experience. That's why a page like this is definitely good enough. And if you think about the long term, then in 1 or 2 years, GrooveFunnels will really save you this $12,000 per year that they claim, and that you would have to pay for similar software like ClickFunnels and ActiveCampaign and Semcart and or ThriveCart or all these different software tools that are out there. So if you're currently using a different platform, buy the lifetime offer, go for it, but then put it on the shelf. But if you do not have a working funnel right now, know that you can easily get started with GrooveFunnels as well. Everything online will typically take much longer than you expect, and by the time you really know what your customer wants and when you find the perfect market fit, then GrooveFunnels will be ready. Typically, from what I've seen and from the experts I've interviewed, this takes, as I said, much longer. It typically takes like 1 to 3 years, maybe 5 years, 7 years, and until you get there, the commissions and the payments that you have to pay for other platforms really add up. Like even if you use a system like Kartra, which is the best alternative to GrooveFunnels, right now you will have to pay at least $100 per month. And if this is a lot of money to you, then definitely take advantage of the lifetime offer. One thing that I really like and that I want to mention in this GrooveFunnels review about is their amazing community. Because GrooveFunnels is new to the market, everybody joins as a new user, is super enthusiastic, like the founders like Mike Filsaime and Donna Fox and all the others are super enthusiastic, and of course they frame it like it's the best thing since sliced bread, but it's reasonable because they're building, it's their child, and are they building this from scratch. So of course they are biased toward their own software, but this is what I really like about them. One thing that I also really like about GrooveFunnels is that they, as a company, that Groove Digital as a company really walks their talk. That means they use their own software to sell GrooveFunnels, and that's why they've built Groove Affiliate and Groove Sell right up front to sell their own software. And when they got started, like they transferred millions of dollars in payments for GrooveFunnels. All of this happened throughout their system. So it definitely works. I've created my own case study where I saw like some slides, some PowerPoint slides, just to prove that GrooveFunnels and GrooveSell works. But however, if you're expecting a flawless system, wait until they switch to monthly subscriptions. One thing that you can see in this GrooveFunnels community is that people are just starting out and are super excited and motivated. I think GrooveFunnels is really perfect for beginners because of this community spirit that surrounds this. They are not yet like a super corporate company, but they have like more than 100,000 users in their Facebook group alone, like a couple of 100,000 users of their trial. That means they're getting a lot of feedback for their free software and for their paid software. Everybody is super enthusiastic. And one thing that you have to realize if you're starting out right now is not everything will be perfect. And what you do not see, as I discovered during the Pareto Summit, is that the super successful marketers, like they typically have a huge team behind them, and that's why all their funnels look beautiful, all the graphics are so great, the videos are created perfectly. But if you're a solopreneur like me, you will find that all of these things take a lot of time, and I rather spend the time publishing an unperfect video to help you, to get you to give you an unbiased review of GrooveFunnels, instead of trying to make everything look perfect, because in the end this is nothing your customer will care about. Of course, right now, one of the biggest opportunities is their built-in affiliate program. That's why I'm creating this review, and that's why I've been so successful with promoting GrooveFunnels. But I think it's really important to give you an honest and unbiased feedback, so you know what to expect when you join GrooveFunnels, either as a free member or as a paid member. Right now, with their really generous free tier, you can basically test everything that's already there without paying anything for this. So if you want to sign up for GrooveFunnels, there's a link below this video. And if you decide to upgrade, have a look at groovefunnelbonus.com, where I explain all of my bonuses on a page that was built with GroovePages, where you can see how it works. It's by no means perfect, but it gets the job done, and it brought me in almost 100K in expected affiliate commissions. Not all of this that you've seen in my dashboard here are already paid out, but there's a lot of people who jumped in and jumped on a payment plan for GrooveFunnels, who hit the 14-day trial. But right now you can really try most of the tools that are available, that are in beta, with a free tier already. But if you upgrade, you get access to more templates, you get access to a couple of bonuses as well from their side and from my side. And I think this is really an absolute great investment if you think long term, meaning that you think longer than 1 or 2 or 3 years, because that's when you will really see return on investment. Before that, if you need a working funnel and you do not want to mess around with any bugs or something like this, just use Kartra. That's what I'm using in my business mainly, and this is what I recommend if you already have a successful business that you want to take online, or if you have want to build funnels, and then I highly recommend Kartra. But GrooveFunnels is, in my eyes, it's Kartra 2.0. It will take some time to get there, but I'm sure I will transfer over my funnels later on, at least when they turn to subscriptions. Please let me know in the comments if you agree, if you see something different, because I really try to give you an unbiased view of GrooveFunnels. And if there's something that you do not want to say or post in the official GrooveFunnels group, I've also created a Facebook group, like the GrooveFunnels unofficial discussion group, where you can also post like, things that you do not like about GrooveFunnels here, of course, because I'm minded. I'm always looking forward to learn things. And if you find bugs that they are not, talking about, or that they want to sweep under the rug or something, feel free to discuss that in this group. That's why I created it. Have a great day, and keep focusing on serving your customers. Take care.